What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Juice Reacts video. In today's video, we're going back to the universe that is SCP. But first, I learned you guys and gals do not give a fuck about anything else on this channel besides 40k and SCP. Basically, lore-based universes. Because I upload anything else, dead in the water. I noticed that with yesterday's video. I was like, holy shit. So I kind of want to ask, are you into other things besides SCP and 40k? Because, like, some people have suggested, well, maybe you should do HP Lovecraft stuff. Should I do Lovecraft videos? Because Lovecraft's really hot right now because of the TV show and all that jazz. But at the same time, I haven't really dived into Lovecraft before. So I would definitely be down to learn more about that. And there's like a bunch, obviously the Exploring series does a bunch of other stuff too. But I'm just want to get your input on what you would watch besides just 40k and SCP. So that is the question of the day. Because, you know, I would love for you guys to be able to enjoy all the content I post. And, yeah, so I just want to see what other things you guys and gals are into. But right now, we're going to jump into this video. I still want to go back and react to, like, the illustrated and other animations of the 096. But some of them are, like, 40 minutes and a lot longer. So I didn't want to do that today. But I saw a thumbnail from the rubber that I just had to watch this video. Because it's SCP-3166. Gorefield. It looks like a fucking guy in a Garfield suit. I have to watch this. So we're going to go ahead and react to this today. From the rubber. Let's check it out right now. And of course, if you haven't hit that subscribe button already, ladies and gentlemen, please hit that subscribe button. 93% of you are not subscribed. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Anyways, guys, let's jump into this. Bum.
I stumble back, begin to run away as my fear catches in my throat, emerging as a strangled cry. I alternate between turning around and glancing back over my shoulder, desperate to escape, but unwilling to let the thing out of my sight. Hello, everybody. I'm the Rubber. Today, we bring you
Rubber.
SCP Foundation Euclid Class Object SCP-3166.
It's Euclid?
SCP-3166 is a 2.1-meter-tall humanoid entity, presumed pataphysical in nature, known to manifest during periods when the Gorefield media franchise is performing poorly in terms of public reception.
What?
The exterior layer of SCP-3166's body resembles a crudely made costume of the character Gorefield, which field inspection has shown to be composed of legitimate cat fur. However, analysis of SCP-3166's composition in the field has shown that its interior mass is composed entirely out of pasta, specifically lasagna. SCP-3166 will appear in the vicinity of a suitable individual, hereafter referred to as the target, and move towards their location. Known targets of SCP-3166 have included individuals prominently involved in rival media to the Gorefield franchise, individuals formerly involved in the production of the Gorefield comic strip, individuals involved in parodies of the Gorefield franchise, vocal critics of the Gorefield franchise, and last but not least, Gorefield creator Jim Davis.
What?
This has only occurred on occasions where the negative reception Gorefield was receiving could be traced back to Mr. Davis's poor management of the franchise. Upon reaching its target, 3166 will attempt to inflict bodily harm upon them through a mixture of blunt force using nearby objects and force feeding of lasagna. The lasagna was obtained through self-disembowelment. During this process, SCP-3166 will vocalize by meowing, purring, and screeching in the manner of an extremely agitated cat. Lasagna outside SCP-3166's mass has proven to be an effective form of bait for 3166. Upon seeing the lasagna, SCP-3166 will abandon its original goal and instead attempt to incorporate the pasta into itself. SCP-3166 first manifested on the 23rd of October 1989 within the Chicago offices of United Media, who were the publishers of the Gorefield comic strip at the time. Upon manifestation, 3166 wandered around the offices in a confused and distressed manner, before indiscriminately assaulting any individuals present after security attempted to apprehend it. It disappeared 20 minutes later. Foundation agents responding to the situation distributed amnestics as appropriate. Over the course of the following week, Similar manifestations took place at several United Media offices around the country, ending on the 29th of October 1989. Following that date, 3166 altered its behavior to its current form.
Oh.
The week of Gorefield comic strips below, beginning on the 23rd of October 1989, was believed to be its pataphysical awakening. Day 1, the 23rd of October 1989. Gorefield woke up from a sleep and felt an eerie sensation. As he was walking out of his room, he did not feel right, as if the place was not his own home. Day 2, the 24th of October 1989. He felt lonely because the house was empty. John was not home, and so was Odie. Day 3, the 25th of October 1989. Gorefield thought to himself, John must be at the grocery. There was a for sale sign outside of his house, and the house looks like it had been abandoned for a long time. Day 4, the 26th of October 1989. Gorefield had the shock of his life. If the house had been abandoned for a long time, it means that he has not lived there for many years. Day 5, the 27th of October 1989. Gorefield welcomed John and Odie, and they brought home his food. However, this was entirely Garfield's imagination. Gorefield grappled with his greatest fear, loneliness. Day 6, the 28th of October 1989. This strip started with a drawing of a horrified eye, and it wrote, "After years of taking life for granted, Gorefield is shaken by a horrifying vision of the inevitable process called time." Gorefield cried out, "I don't want to be alone." At the corner end of the comic strip wrote, "An imagination is a powerful tool. It can tint memories of the past, shape perceptions of the present, or paint a future so vivid that it can entice or terrify, all depending upon how we conduct ourselves today."
Okay.
Initially, individuals involved with production of Gorefield comic strips claimed to have no memory on working on that week's strips. All researchers working on 3166 Containment are to familiarize themselves on this material. Using tissue samples taken by Agent Mueller during SCP-3166's most recent manifestation, genetic analysis of the meat present within the lasagna has shown it to be genetically identical to Gorefield creator Jim Davis. The implications of this are currently unclear. However, during surveillance of Mr. Davis by containment teams, he has complained of severe mosquito bites in the night, on a number of occasions immediately preceding 3166 manifestation.
Oh.
In order to contain 3166, the Gorefield media franchise is to remain active and successful for as long as feasibly possible. Funding is to be provided to any Gorefield media ventures via Foundation front companies present in the comic and film industries. Agents embedded within Paws Incorporated, which is the sole owner of the rights to Gorefield, and Andrews McMeel Syndication, primary distributors of the Gorefield comic strip, are to place targeted mimetic agents in outgoing comic strip, encouraging the retention of a sizable Gorefield fan base, and discouraging Jim Davis from discontinuing Gorefield. Agents are to monitor individuals at significant risk of attack from 3166. In the event of a 3166 manifestation, agents are to use supplied frozen lasagna to lure 3166 away from its target and dispatch it once out of public view. Any witnesses are then to be administered amnestics as appropriate for their level of exposure. The below article is an associated tale written by
This is
the
wild.
Uga on the 30th of August of 2018. I walk down the street on my way home after a long night. It's not yet fully raining, but there's still a slight drizzle about. I put on my waterproof jacket, but while it keeps me dry, it does nothing against the chill of the quiet night air. The office wasn't a pleasant place today. Apparently, the strip isn't doing so well, and the numbers are going down. Being a new hire is rough. I cannot say that the fading popularity surprises me. It's been the same stale strip for years now. But apparently, some investors were really upset. Some suits were prowling around today, asking questions and taking names. I stopped for a minute, pulling out my phone to confirm a sneaking suspicion. Yep, I went the wrong way. I shouldn't be anywhere near the park. It is easy to get lost in the rain. I sigh and turn around. resigning myself to another miserable 10 minutes of slogging through the rain. There is a figure in front, standing quietly under the street
He's got a
lamp.
bat.
I stop again, mildly unsettled by this. I call out to him, asking if he is okay, but no response comes.
Oh, you
Instead,
did.
the figure begins to plod forward, taking a step into the light. The baggy suit slumps and sags with each step. The matted orange fur too dirty to be slicked down by the rain. The lazy-eyed face is at an angle, crudely propped up above the
God.
head, swaying as it advances. The tail drags in the puddles, only adding on to the stains already coating it and the rest of the body. It raises the old baseball bat it carries, picking up speed. I stumble
That's
back, begin to run
terrifying.
away as my fear catches in my throat, emerging as a strangled cry. I alternate between turning around and glancing back over my shoulder, desperate to escape, but unwilling to let the thing out of my sight. It thumps the bat against the fence as it runs, sickening thwack sounding with
That's
each blow.
terrifying.
Too focused on the beast, I did not avoid the puddle, and my foot slides out from under me, sending me crashing to the ground. As the world whirls around me, seeing nothing but darkness and rain, a low, agonized meow sounds from above me, immediately followed by a crushing blow to the hip.
Oh, well,
I
now it's to
scream
the
out
dick.
in pain, but as I gasp for breath, a horrible, wet, tearing noise fills the air, accompanied by another guttural screech. Then, a dripping, slimy mass is slammed into my face, and my monstrous assailant begins forcing fistfuls more down my throat. Man, I hate Mondays. Before we end
What?
this video, we are proud to present these incredibly sweet pieces of fan art. A big thank you to all of you. You can now send us your fan art, and we will be...
That's insane. Okay, so this is the stuff I love, is when things from reality are put into this universe. Because Garfield, everybody knows what fucking Garfield is, you know what I mean? And I just saw that thumbnail, and I was like, I have to watch what the fuck Gorefield is. Which, that is... I don't even know what to say. That is hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Just going off of this idea. Now, I'm assuming this was this wasn't a real comic script, was it? Because, like, that's how well the writing is on these things. Is sometimes I'm like, wait, was there really a comic strip that had Garfield thinking, like, he was crazy? Because that would be very interesting. I love that they're using the real, like, you know, the characters and all that jazz of the creators. And it's just, it's a nice little touch that the SCP Foundation is feeding money to the Garfield franchise to keep just this SCP happy. I find that very interesting information and just unique. Like, it's, I don't know. I think I love that this universe can be amazing, but at the same time, utterly ridiculous. And I thought this was going to be a joke, but there's no J in it. So, yeah, let me know other SCPs that are this weird that might have something to do with real life stuff. Somebody said I think 1000 is Bigfoot or some shit. So I don't know. I find this hilarious. This stuff is great. Of course, the Rubber, awesome channel. This was awesome. This was cool. And I got to see more stuff like this. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, remember, let me know what other stuff you're into. Should I react to some, like, Lovecraft stuff and other genres out there? Let me know. I just want to see what y'all are into. Of course, if you guys want to come hang out on the Twitch stream later tonight, probably close to midnight Central Standard Time. So if you're up, if you're not doing anything, we'll more than likely be streaming. Come check out the Twitch channel. Hit that follow button so you know when we go live. Turn on notifications. Of course, if you want some stupid, silly content, go check out my TikTok. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, I'm your host, JUICEBOX. Remember to wake up in the morning and ask yourself something about my daily dose of juice. See you guys next time.